Hey, what's going on, world? It's your favorite entrepreneur, Chad Entrepreneur Thompson, and we're coming live. Today I wanted to go over, a quick boot camp presentation. I put this together literally today is Valentine's Day. And I just wanted to give everybody, because when you join this organization, this great organization of Paycation, the commission. One thing you want to do is you want to know your first 40 days and 40 nights is going to be a straight grind. You have to wake up thinking about Paycation. You have to go to sleep thinking about Paycation. For your first 40 days and 40 nights, you have to go all out, boot camp style. Right? So the first thing we want to talk about is list building, because that is actually all you need to be successful. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need to be a great speaker. You don't have to have 1,000 different suits. You don't even need a fancy car, right? All you need to do is learn how to create moments. Now, see, when I say create moments, I mean basically communicating with people and doing extra. So, for example, today, I told myself I would never be lazy and swipe my card at a gas pump again. See, instead of swiping your card at a gas pump, you can go in the gas station and create a moment to communicate with somebody. Instead of going into Kroger or Walmart and going straight to the milk, you can ask for help. Create a moment to create a dialogue, guys. That's very important when they talk about creating moments. Also, another way to create moments, instead of going straight from work back to the home, stop at a bar and get you a Coca-Cola. You can spend $1.27 to create a moment. It's very, very key. Not only that, attraction marketing. The way you build lists is doing a 7-day video challenge. For 7 days of your 40 days and 40 nights, cut a video from your phone talking about whatever you want to talk about. But make sure you let them know that it is a 7-day video challenge. You're getting paid to cut videos. You're a part of a great entrepreneurship movement. Attraction marketing, because yes, it's very true. We're going to talk to 1,000 people, but at the same time, we need to figure out how to make 1,000 people talk to us, and that's video marketing, guys. Very, very key. And also, when it comes to video marketing, a lot of people say, "Hey, I gotta brush my teeth. My hair has to look on point." See, the way to create a great following is people have to know that you're real. You have to be authentic. Now, I'm not saying don't ever do a professional video, but you don't always have to do a professional video, guys. People got to be able to relate to you guys. And everybody wakes up without makeup. Everybody puts their pants on just like you, one leg at a time. So your current reality really doesn't matter if you're broke, if you're rich, if you don't, whatever your current reality is, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is your future. I'm telling you guys. Matter of fact, the reason why it's called your past is because you've gone through it already. So don't let your past hinder your future. Also, for list building, it's very important that you know what I'm about to say. If somebody tells you no or they're not interested, see if you could get a referral. Tap into that person's network. Say, hey, well, sir, since this isn't for you, or you probably don't know me that good, do you happen to know any entrepreneurs that you could probably refer me to? And also business cards, guys. Business cards is very great. But using your freedom tool, let's talk about this real quick, because for 40 days, 40 nights, it's very important that MMT is tattooed on your neck, tattooed on your face, right? You have to make a minimum of 10 calls a day. 10 calls a day will keep the bill collectors away, and that's also how you stop worrying about how it's going to happen, and you can start trusting that it will happen, guys. You will be a diamond in 2015. Yes, you will. And the only reason how you can secure that belief is if you make 10 calls a day, guys. And people find time to do what they want to do, so don't make an excuse you don't have no time. You could have cut out something, a minimum of 5 exposures a day. So making 10 calls and 10 exposures is completely different. 5 exposures is people actually seeing the website, seeing your solution, seeing what you're talking about. And when you are on the phone, you never are on the phone for a long period of time, guys. If you're on the phone for a long period of time, you're completely doing this thing too wrong. Ask yourself, do you want the microphone or do you want the money? You know, we are not motivational speakers, we're information speakers. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Small talk. Make sure you ask the person at least 4 questions. Hey, how you doing, Mike? Awesome. How's the family? How's your job? How's your kids? Have you traveled anywhere lately? Transition. Awesome. Well, hey, Mike, listen, something just came up. I got to hop on this conference call. But it's crazy that I got to get on this emergency conference call when I'm on the line with you because you might be interested in this opportunity. You know, have you ever traveled anywhere lately? Or would you like to travel for a discount? Close. Perfect. Well, listen, it's 90% visual. I want you to take a look at this information. Give me your honest opinion on it. And the best thing that can happen to you is you become wealthy. The worst thing that can happen to you is I can help you travel the world for a fraction of the cost. Get off the phone. Right? That's simple. Now, the invitation process is very powerful because travel parties, you want to have a live meeting. Internet building is awesome, but sometimes you can't get around the basics of network marketing, which is an in-home presentation. Now, you always want to check availability first. Don't always say, hey, I have this meeting on Thursday. Can you come? No, I can't. No, you want to say, hey, what you doing Thursday? So as soon as they can say, no, I'm not doing anything, then you can say, well, hey, since you said you're not busy, I have a meeting on Thursday, right? Same language, just different of way how you present it. Now you want to make them feel very special, and you ask them, hey, listen, can I count on you? I have a VIP seat, and it has your name on it, but I don't want to waste it. Can I really count on you? And it's very important we know the causes of rejection. Because, guys, if you bring up your solution too early in the conversation to where you probably didn't have any small talk at all, you got so scared that you just brought up your business, which is aka your solution, that's how you could get rejected, guys, because you must know their problem first. Think about it. You have to know the problem before you can offer the solution. So that's the purpose of the small talk, so you can actually figure out through conversation what they might lack in their life, whether it's time or money, or they're just unhappy, guys. So that's very, very important that you know that. And success loves speed. Make a phone call right after you see this presentation. Success loves speed, guys. I'm telling you. So another thing of causing rejection is the seeking approval type posture. See, when you're inviting people out and you ask them, hey, do you think you can be free? Hey, I don't know if you're going to be interested, but can you come anyway? See, that type of language, or when you're trying to expose your business for that 5 exposures a day, hey, can you please make time today to see my video? That's seeking approval. Seeking approval, guys. Your posture is weak. It needs to be like of a boss. That's how you make boss income, guys. Talking too much about the compensation plan can turn people off too, because everybody is not interested in money. Sometimes you got to talk about the supports you have, the movement you just joined, Project 5000, the 7-day video challenge. Sell the support. Sell that you're on the best team. Sell the fact that you found the best system to change your life forever. That's what you sell, guys. I'm telling you. So a couple rebuttals. Does it cost money to join? When people ask you that, say absolutely. When you start a business, it's never free. But the best thing about it is it only costs $150. Not to mention, you can also say this. You get what you pay for. That's why your job is free. Right? Is this a pyramid? Absolutely. A pyramid is the strongest structure on earth. Now remember, guys, our goal is not to convince. See, rebuttals is normal. You have to get comfortable answering rebuttals because that's what makes you the money in network marketing. If you are scared to answer a rebuttal, you kind of just blow it off, then you're not challenging that person. See, each level, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie, if you're a CTC, or you're a national or a diamond. You have to practice being a diamond from day one, which is basically speaking through the rebuttals. So is this a pyramid? Absolutely. It's better than the one you're currently in. Because let me ask you a question. Do you work harder than your boss? Yes. Do he get paid more? Yes. Well, you're in a pyramid. Do you have to recruit people? No. But you do have to share this information with people. People recruit themselves. How much money have you made? None of your business. Oh my God. Let me ask you a question. How much of my money can you spend? hey, this sounds like a scam. You know what? You might be right. This might not be for you. Everybody's not qualified for this business. Because me personally, I thought a scam was working for 40 years of my life, for 40 hours of my life, and to retire off 40% of what I struggled to earn my whole life. That sounds like a scam to me. Residual income is actually what all the wealthy people do. You should do your research. Right? How do I pay money to join? Why do I have to? Well, ma'am, sir, it's a business. You're not going to get wealthy for free. If I don't make any money, what if I don't make any money? Lady and gentlemen, let me tell you, this question, if this ever comes up, all you have to do is simply say this. Listen, the worst thing that can happen to you is you at least get to travel the world for a discount. The best thing that can happen to you is you become massively wealthy. Hey, I don't have time to do this business. I got a lot of things. Well, listen, I'm sure you don't have an hour a day to post a couple statuses on the internet. But if you could find time, do you think it'll be worth it? Just an hour a day to retire in the next 5 years? Or if I don't have time, this is how you answer the rebuttal. Couple ways. Well, hey, listen, I know 68% of the world do not have $1,000 in their bank account, and they claim their plates is so full, but they're barely eating. And I don't know if you fit in that 68% who only has money during income tax time, but you could find the time if you really wanted to change your family's life. Hey, my friend did this and they didn't make any money. Well, do you and your friend have the same last name? Right? And my spiritual leader doesn't agree with this. They told me not to. Oh, that's fine. Well, is your spiritual leader wealthy? And not only that, has he offered you something better? You know? You got to think about this, guys. Think about it. So for your travel party, you want to have soft music playing, no food. This is not a cookout. Just have some water. And it is a party. Buy some balloons and play team. You want to start on time. Always allow the guests to introduce themselves. Before you start the meeting, go around the room and say, hey, if time and money was not an issue, what would you be doing for a living? During the presentation, never be too long. It's 50 minutes max. The meeting after the meeting is what matters. You want to give time for the meeting after the meeting. Now, the presentation training is very simple. For people who say, hey, I can't present, I never did. This presentation is easy. All you got to do is learn the slides and read from the top to the bottom, because the top is going to tell you what the slide is talking about. You never read the entire slide. Just pick out the lines that you love, that you can relate to, and you can relate to others. Monitor your walking habits. People can tell if you're nervous or not. So just kind of keep still. Change sides of the room like every 3 slides. That's very important. And also, to get the pressure off you, ask the crowd a question. It's okay to make this a talk. I always say when I'm presenting, hey, this is not a presentation. This is a conversation. I'm telling you guys. So with that being said, that is actually our boot camp training for the day. And I appreciate you guys so much. And I'll see you at the beach and the bank. God bless.